Are we live? Okay, we're live. My cameraman says I'm live. Hello, and welcome to my little paintbrush. I am Miss Sarah, and today we get to paint one of my very favorites, our Cupcake unicorn. She is just happy, colorful, and sparkly. She has all the glitter going on. This is one of my favorite ones for birthdays, parties, and just to chillax and enjoy some color. So, hope you have a good time with me. If you do not have our paint kit with the supplies and the canvas that's already traced for you, that's okay. You can go to our website and find the pattern there, print it off, and transfer it onto your canvas. Then use your own supplies and paint with me, okay? So let's get going. We have so much fun ahead of us. And I'm going to use a couple of brushes here. I have a large flat brush. I also have a detail brush. These are my favorites for this painting. You can use whatever works for you. All right, so let's get started. First things first, grab a jar of water or a cup of water, put your brush in it, swish it around because we need to loosen the bristles. And also, if you're using acrylic paint like me, it gets thirsty. It needs water. So I'm going to start by first getting my bristles nice and wet. Now I'm going to switch over to my close-up here for you so you can see what I'm doing. I have all of my paint laid out for you. See that? And if you have our paint kit, I suggest that you separate your white into 3 piles. That will make it a lot easier for you to not contaminate all of your white at once. Now with every color, I'm going to start by mixing white. Okay, so you're going to notice a pattern here. I will use white in every color, but we want to paint our cupcake wrapper first. So be thinking about that. What color do you want your cupcake wrapper to be? You have lots to choose from. You can mix red and blue and get purple. You can mix your red and yellow and get orange. Okay, you can mix your blue and yellow to get green. So you can switch this up. I'm going to do mine yellow, and I want 2 different shades. I want a light yellow and a dark yellow. So mix some white with whatever shade you choose. So you have 2 different shades of your color. And let's start with our wrapper. Our wrapper is pointed down. So I'm going to try and brush down as I go. And I'm going to go ahead and just paint the whole thing right now. Okay? Because you'll put that second layer of your darker shade on later after it dries, and it'll make it really dark. So I'm going to first start by painting my wrapper this light yellow. You can also wrap your canvas, which means you can reach around and paint the bottom of your canvas as well. One thing we love to do here. Okay, now I'm going to paint one of my strands of hair. So once you paint your wrapper, whatever color it is, choose one of your strands of hair and paint it. I'm going to do my middle one yellow. Okay, now if I'm going too fast for you, that happens. That's totally normal, okay? If I'm going too fast for you, you get to pause this and take a minute to catch up. I don't want you to feel rushed. I have to rush a little bit for the sake of recording. However, you don't have to. So you can pause this and take your time. Really enjoy this process. And remember, your painting won't look like mine, right? Miss Sarah's brain is different from yours. I create different than you do. And that is what makes our world so very beautiful and colorful. So we love to see what you come up with and how you create. Okay, so have fun and pause the video if you need to for just a minute. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint my horn. So whatever color you're painting your horn, go ahead and do that now before we move on. And you can reach up and also paint the back, or the very top, sorry, not the back, the very top of your canvas where your horn is. Okay, and go ahead and do that as well. There we go. Okay, looks so good. Okay, now once you're done, you can go ahead, let's see. Yep. Okay. Now, once you're done, you can go ahead and rinse that brush out. I'm going to rinse mine, make sure it's nice and clean. All right, had to fix something there. We're good. Good to go. All right, so rinse that brush out. Next, I'm going to paint my background, okay? My background is turquoise. So my brush is clean because I want a turquoise background, not green. And if yellow and blue mix, I'm gonna get green. Now I'm gonna mix a little bit of my turquoise with white. Really lighten it up, right? Really wanna lighten it up. Okay, get a light turquoise. As soon as I love my color, I'm gonna go ahead and start painting around my unicorn. And we wanna slow down, huh? Not go too fast. If we go too fast, we could possibly paint inside all of that nice pattern that we've made and all the paint we've already done, and we don't want to do that. But if you accidentally paint inside your pattern or your trace here, your unicorn, that's okay. One thing I love about acrylic paint is we can fix things so easily. We can cover things up. Okay, so don't panic ever. Just have lots of fun. So we can always paint over things, bring it back. Okay, now to get my glow around my unicorn, you see how I just painted around the unicorn pretty quickly? Now I'm going to take my brush that's still full of turquoise, okay, and I'm going to put some white on the corner, just like that. See that white? And I'm going to face the white towards my unicorn and brush down. And you'll notice when I do that, that you start to get this glow around your unicorn. Okay, now this is optional. If you don't want to do that, if you prefer just to have one color all the way around your unicorn, that's okay. You do that. This is just a fun thing to learn, fun thing to do if you want to do it. Okay. Picked up a little bit of red in my paint somehow. I'm going to kind of brush that in there. There we go. Okay, but I do love to give a little bit of glow to my unicorn just for fun. So I'm going to go around. There we go. Up and around. Okay. Now I'm going to go do my other side. Facing that white towards my unicorn. Going all the way around. Okay. Kind of blend that in. There we go. Give that unicorn a glow. So cute, right? I just love this unicorn. So cute, so fun. Lots of colors. Okay. There we go. I like it. Now I'm going to do the same thing down here by my cupcake. Face that white towards my cupcake and go around. Give it a nice glow there. And the other side too. There we go. Now I'm going to step back and just make sure I covered everything. You can do something called wrapping your canvas, which means you wrap around the sides. And if you do that, you won't have to worry about framing it or anything. It's just so pretty on all the sides. Ready for your wall or to display however you like. We love to display our work. Our studio is covered in our paintings, and so is our house. We love it. You should always show off your beautiful work. So if you want to go ahead and reach around and paint the sides, do that. If not, it's beautiful just the way it is. Okay, I love it. I love it so much. Now the next thing I want to do is let that dry, and I'm going to rinse out my brush. Okay, rinse it, rinse it. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, now we got to decide what color our cupcake's going to be, right? And then I'm going to come here first to my wrapper though. Be thinking about what color you want your frosting to be. Mine's pink. I'm going to go to my wrapper though and put that second layer of dark yellow. Remember, you already painted it light yellow. Now I'm going to do each one of my squares here a dark yellow, so you get 2 shades on your wrapper. So I'm going to go right over that yellow. There's 1. I'm going to do my next one here. 2. And I'm painting down, trying to keep it a nice square, starting from the top at the frosting and painting down. And here's my last one. Okay. There we go. All the way across. Perfect. So you can use the darker shade of whatever color you chose to do, right? And then go on up to your horn. I want you to paint it a dark shade of whatever color you chose. Mine's yellow. So now I'm going to paint over that light yellow with the dark to make my horn really stand out. So it's a lot darker. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with my hair. I'm going to go right into my hair here. Paint it a shade darker. Whoop. Some white in there. Let's put that white, kind of blend it in. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to let that dry. And you're noticing I'm painting in steps here. That's because at our studio, we like our artists to be able to take their paintings home all dry. So we paint in steps so that they have time to dry before they leave. Okay, so I'm going to let that start drying and we're going to switch now and do our frosting. Okay, so whatever color you chose, mine is pink, and so I have my dark shade here of either red, or if you have a dark pink, I'm going to add some white to it. Save some of it for the outside edges, right? We want to save some for later. But I'm going to get the shade of pink I want. And the reason we give you this as an option in our kit is so you can decide if you want a dark shade of pink or a light shade, okay? But mix white with whatever color you chose, right? Because like we talked about, acrylic paint loves white. It needs it, okay? Here we go. Whoop, I dripped a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to paint from side to side as if I'm frosting my cupcake with my paintbrush. Okay, I'm frosting this cupcake. You guys are probably better at frosting cupcakes than me. I can paint, but man, I'm not that great at frosting cupcakes. I got to keep practicing that one. Gotta keep practicing. It sure is fun though. I love to frost cupcakes. It's my favorite. Okay, so I'm gonna also wrap around the side of my canvas, right? If you want to reach around and paint the sides, you can do that too. All right, I'm gonna paint all the way up. Paint all the way down to your wrapper. Make sure your cupcake's all covered. I'm going to go all the way across. See, I'm trying not to pick up my brush to give it a nice smooth edge. That is so tricky, but it's something you can try and practice. Now, one thing we love to teach you to do is use the toe of your brush. Did you know your paintbrush has a toe? That's the tippy point of your brush. So if you turn it, okay, and use the tip of it, your brush is smaller, so you can get into smaller areas on your painting. So I'm going to use that toe and get all the way around my little tiny corner of my cupcake up here by the leg, right? I'm going to do the same on this side. Get way up there close to that corner. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same right here. I've got to get up close where that foot is, so I'm using the toe of my brush. I'm going to paint all the way up and slow down right here next to the head, because we don't want to get our paint inside our unicorn's head unless you do. I don't know, maybe you do. I don't. I want my unicorn to stay white, so I'm going to try really hard to stay along that edge. But if you accidentally paint inside and you want a white unicorn, all you have to do is let it dry and go back and paint it white later. Okay, again, remember, you can pause this video if I'm going too fast for you. Okay, take a minute to breathe, slow down, take your time. You can always come back to me in a minute once you catch up. Okay, I'm going to paint now one of my strands of hair the same color as my frosting. So whatever color you chose, pick one of those strands of hair. I'm going to do my top one and paint it pink. Oh, here we go. I'm going to go all the way around, just like I'm brushing her hair. So fun. Okay, I loved horses as a little girl, and unicorns. They're just one of my favorite things. Brushing their hair. Oh, I loved it. Okay. There we go. I'm going to come all the way to that edge. Okay. There it is. So pretty. Okay. Perfect. Now, before I move on, okay, I'm going to take my tiny little brush, little detail brush, put some pink on it, and come up here to this little corner. My big brush can't fit that little tiny corner. Okay, so I'm going to paint it. It's kind of hidden there. Now, I'm going to show you how to float your cupcake frosting. You can float, or you can do something called outlining, where you take your detail brush and you put your darker shade here on it, okay? And you can follow the outside edge of your frosting. See how I did that? Okay, that works too. Or you can do what I call floating, which is you take your brush, your flat brush full of pink, or whatever color you chose, and put the darker shade on that corner of your brush, and you face that darker shade on the outside of your cupcake, okay? And you lay your brush flat and follow it around. See how it has a little bit of a different look about it? It's still very beautiful, but it looks a little different. Now we're going to create a sideways S shape, okay? So I'm going to come around, I'm going to come down and back up. See that? Now I'm going to come over here, start on the other side and meet it. You can do this however you want. This is just easiest for me. Okay. Come all the way up. And we're just going to separate our frosting that way. Okay. So here we go. I needed more paint, so load your brush up again if you need some more. Here we go. See how it separates that frosting for us? Isn't that cool? Okay, now we're going to finish it up on the sides here. Same thing. Just use that detail brush if you want, or keep putting that frosting on the corner of your brush and follow that edge. Both ways look great. They're just different ways of doing it. Okay. All right, I'm going to come along that other edge, follow it around. There we go. I love it. All right, I'm going to try and blend in. I got a couple extra colors here. There we go. See, and you can just have fun with this. You can kind of blend in those edges. Yours shouldn't be as dry as mine. Mine dries super fast because of all the lights in here. But you should be able to blend your colors if you want, or just simply outline it. And it's super cute, just like that. Okay, I'm going to try and darken it. Shows up better. There we go. Love it. And mine dries so fast. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hopefully yours doesn't dry that fast. So you can blend in all your colors and really make it swirly and fun. You can do all kinds of things. You can even add sprinkles. So if you want to do different strokes of white with your little brush and put sprinkles in there, you can do that too. Now I'm going to add a little bit of a shadow here under the unicorn's chin by doing the same thing. Just outline with that darker shade. Okay. A pink or red or whatever color you're using. I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow. I'm going to go around each one of her hooves. Okay, just like that. All right. if you want to. Okay. But you're going to be outlining it, so you don't need to. These are just fun things I like to teach for fun, so you can learn with me. Okay. There we go. Super cute. Go along that outside edge. There we go. All right. Okay, whether you outlined with me or floated, I'm sure you did an amazing job. Two different ways of doing it, and they both are so great. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do this outside edge too. Don't want to forget that one. Okay, perfect. Just to match it all up. And there's your frosting. We got to do that little corner too, right? But I'll probably do that with my detail brush, just like you, because it is little. Okay, now we want to go up and do the pink too, if you want to darken it. I'm going to go along the outside edge of my hair as well. Now this is an extra thing. You don't need to do this, okay? This is for fun if you want to do it. There we go. You can just paint it pink or any color you like, and that's perfect. But these are extra little things that we teach so that all ages can learn and have fun with us. Okay, there we go. But you can see how floating gives it different shades as you paint along that edge. It also adds a little bit of a shadow. So you do whatever feels good to you. Have fun with it. Okay. Just try and keep your brush going in the same direction so you get that hair stroke. Okay, I'm rinsing my brush really good. Now this is where you need to decide what color your unicorn is. I'm doing mine turquoise. Okay, you can do it any color that works for you and you love. So I'm going to get some turquoise here and mix some white with it until I get the shade I want. There we go. Okay. Now, first things I'm going to do is paint the hair up here. I want to paint my ears too, but I'm going to wait and do that with a smaller brush. Okay. Now, if you are braver than me and you want to go for it with your bigger flat, go for it. I'm going to use a smaller brush. Okay. I'm going to finish this up though. Follow it all the way around. Let's do our bottom stroke here. Try not to pick up my brush. Remember, we're going to try. That is really kind of hard to do. So it takes practice to get that smooth stroke without picking up your brush. Definitely takes practice. Okay. But that's why we're painting together, right? To learn and practice together. Okay. There we go. Now, once you get that on there, we're going to go ahead and go paint your little hooves. I'm doing them the same color. I wanted to do turquoise. Paint our little square here. All the way around. Hopefully your cupcake frosting is dry. If it's not, take a minute to dry it because you don't want it to smear into your hooves, right? Okay, so if you need to dry your frosting real quick, grab a blow dryer, or you can even grab a plate and fan it out. That's one thing I like to do too. Okay, there's one. Now let's do our other hoof. All the way around here. Okay, guys. You guys are almost done. Cutest little unicorn. So many colors, so much happiness happening here. Whoop. Get a straight hoof here, right? A straight hoof. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Make sure you have a good layer and you don't have any white pockets showing up anywhere on your canvas. You want to make sure you fill it all in. Right? Okay. There we go. And then we'll make sure our hair is nice and covered. Then we're going to switch our brushes. Or I am anyway. I'm going to switch my brush now to my little detail brush. So I can do the ears. So I've got my little detail brush here. I'm going to put my turquoise on there. And then when I come up to my ears, I can do those little tiny triangles without it being too messy for me. Okay. This is where we practice our little tiny brush pressure work here, right? Got to practice. Go all the way around, creating that triangle. There we go. Fill it in. Perfect. Now, I'm going to use a darker shade of turquoise to outline my unicorn. Okay. So, while those ears are drying, let's get our dark shade here, and we're just going to outline our ears so they really stand out. And now if you want to do this a different color than turquoise, that'll look so cute too. You can change up this unicorn, but I'm just going to try and go all the way around following my unicorn trace outline. Okay, just like that. See how it helps it stand out? Now, one thing to keep in mind when you're outlining is the harder you push with your brush, the thicker your line will be, right? And that's okay. You can have a thick line if you want. It doesn't matter. They both look great. Okay, they're just different. So you can just practice pressing with your brush. And depending on how hard you press, that will be the thickness of your line. And there's no wrong way to do it. Okay, just practice that pressure until you love it. Just practice, practice. Because it takes some time to figure out how hard to press with your brush. Just takes a little bit of time. All right, I'm going to come all the way around that mouth. There we go. I smeared my little hoof there. There we go. Just gotta fix that little hoof. I smeared it with my hand. All right, now we've got to just outline our legs all the way around. There we go. Follow it around. Perfect. And we'll do the other one. I'm going to follow this one around as well. Just like that. So cute. Now, if you want to paint your pony white, you can do that. I didn't because I love having the canvas show through. It just gives it some texture, and it's kind of fun to see the canvas showing up. So I'm not painting mine white, but you know what? That is a preference, right? It's whatever you want. So if you want to paint your pony white, just take some of your paint there and go right over it. It'll look so cute either way. You decide. Okay, there we go. So cute. I love it. Now you can take the time to outline each color with the darker shade if you want to. Or you can just leave it. It's super cute either way. I've done both and I've seen artists do both. It just depends on what you want to do. So if you want to take the time to just go along that edge, see that? And follow your hair around. You just take your little detail brush and follow it around. It just takes a little bit of time to do. Okay. And it's just whether or not you want to do it. Okay. I'm going to rinse my brush. Okay, and we're going to do our eyes next. Now, one tip, when you're using black, you want to start small, okay? You can even take a pencil if you want to right now and trace in where you want your eyes to go. And I have two winky eyes. The eyes are closed, but we've had artists with eyes open, okay? We've seen both. So I can take a pencil if I want to right here and just trace a smile, just like that. See that? And then I'm going to trace another smile. And again, you can just go right to canvas. Normally when I'm teaching, I don't even trace. We just go right to our canvas and we freehand it. But those are options if you're at home painting. You can totally take a minute and trace in your eyes, okay? All right, so I'm just going to create a smile with my paintbrush here for my eyes. There's one. I'm going to create a smile over here. Two. Just like that. Cute smiles. Okay. Then we're going to add our eyelashes. Just make sure you have your smiles or your eyes, however you want to do those. And my eyelashes are just little strokes straight down. Okay, and you can do some long, you can do some short. Up to you. I do both when I'm doing this, so super cute either way. There we go. One there. There. All the way around. All right. Isn't that the cutest? Now I'm going to rinse my brush. Okay. Clean out your brush really good. We're going to do our highlighting in just a minute. Before you do anything else though, I want you to kind of fix anything up you want. If you want to do any more outlining of your painting, you can. See, I can go along that outside edge with a darker shade. Again, this is optional if you just want to do it. And Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm back on. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I think my mic died on me. All right, I'm going to finish up here. We're just going to do our highlighting. Okay, now I outlined first. Now we can float if you want to try floating. That's where you put the white on that outside edge of your brush. There we go. I'm going to follow that edge. My mic die again, Drew? Or are we good? Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, you want to just keep highlighting. I'm going to do our hooves next. There we go. And again, you can outline this or float it with me. Okay. That highlights really add so much to our painting. Okay. Now let's do the other side of our cupcake. And we're going to do right down here. Isn't that cute? All right. We love highlighting here. It does so much to just finish it up. There we go. Just trying to blend it in just a little bit. Okay. Now once that's done, I'm going to do my wrapper. Same way. You can either use your detail or you can float it, but I'm just going to put some light here. See how those highlights just really help it stand out a little bit. It's so cute. There we go. Isn't that cute? Make sure these are darker. I love when the light against the dark stands out. Really looks awesome. Okay. I think we're good, guys. Is there anything else you want to add? You go for it. We love to see what you come up with. Now, one other thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of eyeshadow to my pony. We love to do that, don't we? You can pick any color you want. Let's just put a little eyeshadow on her. I'm going to come right along the top of the eye. Just brush that eyeshadow. Oh, so cute. Perfect. Love it. Okay, now it is time for glitter. If you are like me, you love glitter. Okay. Okay. My mic. Oh my goodness. We're struggling with this mic. I'm so sorry. We don't normally have this problem. But once you put that glitter on all the way around and it's just sparkly, then of course we sign our name because as artists we are just so proud of ourselves, right? We just did a beautiful job. It's the cutest cupcake I've ever seen, and I hope you guys will show it off and love it as much as I do. Okay, we will see you next time. Thank you for painting with me. Be sure to tag us if you do this creation so we can see it too. Okay, and follow us on social media for more tips. Give us a thumbs up and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.